Welcome back, everybody. We were just waiting for the last few drivers to join the lobby, and now we are back for the penultimate round of the 24 Hours of F1, raising money for NHS Charities together. And for one final time, I am joined once again by James Head.
Oh, what happened there?
Hello?
I can hear you.
Oh, good. Was your mic muted a little bit there?
I think it just cut out, but I'm here. We are prepared for the Silverstone Grand Prix and the British Grand Prix, and I tell you what, this should be, on paper, one of the best races I think we'll see in these 24 hours. We've got the likes of Wouters, Montana, we've got Toxic in as well, Toxic Tomato, Rafa. This is endless, I think, and Max Till as well. I think, it's honestly, going to be one of the most competitive races you'll see in these 24 hours.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a quick reminder why we are doing this. We are raising money for the NHS, who are supporting the coronavirus outbreak, helping the guys get better. The frontline staff are doing a splendid job. You did hear James' story earlier on in Baku, and it was really, really almost got emotional after that. So thanks to that. But let's see I'm trying to figure out who we haven't been on board with for the entire 24 hours. Oh, let's go on board with Faster Racer's racing today. I'll try and find him. Oh, where is he? In third place. Oh, come on.
I've got him, don't worry.
There we go. I've got him as well. There we go. We're on board with Faster Racer as he goes through the Wellington Straight. There is a few corners to watch out for here in Silverstone. Obviously, we've got Brooklands, Cops, Wellington Straight, Magnus and Beggars section, the Hangar Straight, which is the second DRS Straight, and into Stirrers corner as well. So those are a few corners that we could see a few overtakes and possibly a few incidents as well. And it's quite sunny for now, which I think is going to be a relief for the drivers. We did see how France was really interchangeable conditions. It was starting dry, then it was wet, then it was dry. So we could see the same here today as Faster Racer then goes through the Hangar Straight. He got the DRS very quickly. He's purple in sets of 2. He's on pole position at the moment. This is looking good for the meme team at the moment. Blizzard won the last race. This momentum is going to carry on. He went a bit wide here into Stowe corner. That's not going to help it. It's between him versus Toxic Tomato versus Max versus Toxic and versus D Warren. Let's see who's going to come out on top. It's a 1:26.5. That is a good one-shot quali lap.
Fantastic lap from Faster Race, and it comes to show the pace around here at Silverstone at 26.5. What a lap that is. It's something you normally see within league racing, but honestly, Faster Race and the German going out on top, and quite a tight-knit grid. I think the top 9 separated by 5/10 or something.
Yeah, well, I think so as well. And just to let you know, just give you an update on our donations, we have £450 raised, 90% of our target. So if we can get £500 by the end of the stream, that'll be amazing. So we've got Faster Race, then Toxic, then Montana, then Max, then D1, then Cherry Pie, then Toxic, then McCrew, then Waters, then J Bogan, then Cookie, then Larkin, then Dynastics, then Dexter, then how on earth do you say this name?
F3.
I'll just call him F3. There we go. In 15th, Electric Chicken 16th, Jordan 17th, Hayes 18th, Rafa 19th, and Matt in 20th. Who was the last donation? I must say it was from, if I can have a look, it was from, we got a few actually. Licit has said, awesome event, proud of you all. We got one from Splinter as well, who just raced, who did a great job last time in France. Great effort by all, great cause, really fun, GG. And also one from Onyx as well, who I think that was his final race earlier on as well. So yeah, thank you to those guys who have donated. And don't forget, you still can donate by doing !donate in the chat if you haven't already. It looks like it's going to be a dry race once again, unless it changes. You never know in Britain, because the British weather is so typical around here, but it is quite hot at the moment, so it could stay dry.
It could stay dry, and I think, honestly, it would be a big benefit to everyone if it does stay dry out on track. In terms of the tyres that the guys are going to be going on, you'd have to look towards the softs and mediums. Anybody going onto a set of hard compound of tyres pretty much is putting themselves in for a right old time on those tyres. I don't think I've seen anybody use the hard compound of tyres around here at Silverstone unless they pick up damage. looking out on track and looking at the stint that everyone is on, top 10 on a set of soft compound of tyres. So that literally means the top 10 are starting on their qualified compound of tyres. Kooky Games, Larkin, F3, Your JT, and Rafa, really interestingly, on a set of mediums down there in 19th position.
Ooh.
He invalidated his lap. He has got a lot of work to do if he wants to try and get any result out of this race. And Matthias down there, along with Hades, Electric Chicken, Dexter, and Dynastics, all on a set of soft compound of tyres. They'll be looking to come through quite early in the race, but it all depends on the guys ahead. The guys on the set of softs that are in the top 10 will inevitably come back towards the pack, and that could let the likes of Kooky Games and Larkin into the play in the longer stint.
Yeah, well, I think so as well. I am not surprised to see the balance of tyres as there is in the bottom half of the grid. I mean, you know, there's no point touching the hards at all on any strategy around Britain, because that is where it has there's not much tyre wear around Britain. I'm actually going to check because I do have notes on Britain. Let me have a look. The medium being 6/10 slower than the softs, and the hards being 1.2 seconds slower. So it is not much difference between the two. And tyre degradation, like I said, is pretty good around here. So we've got Vasta Racer then on Toxic and Montana then. And for the final time, I'll let you take the start.
Thank you very much, Jess. And as we see the cars coming round into the formation lap, I'm going to ask you, who's your top three?
Oh, I'm going to say Toxic, Montana. Actually, no, Montana, Toxic, Vasta Racer. There we go.
Interesting. Yeah, Montana has won around here in League of Europe. I've commentated on him before, won the Season 2 title in League of Europe, so he should be excelling. We've got Rafa here as well, we've got Vasta Racer, we've got a lot of good drivers. This should be quite an intense race, I think, and the 5 red lights are about to come on here at the home of British motorsport. It is Silverstone. Get your popcorn at the ready, get your alcoholic drink at the ready, because we're about to go green any second now. And it is, as lights out, away we go. Kooky Games and Wouters both jump the start as a drive-through penalty for both. So Vasta Racer gets a good start, but Toxic on the inside line, trying to get the move down towards Sermon. He gets the move done. Both side by side through them. Vasta Racer just about comes out on top. Montana trying to go around the outside into the village section for the first time. Max Hill's made a good start. Dill Warren and Cherry 2 Pie right up there early. There's been a whole hold of contact in the background. Hades, Dexter, Wouters, Electric Chicken all caught up in that one. There's 3 wide onto the Wellington straight in behind. Cherry is right on the back of Toxic. What a mad start. That is McLaren just running wide there was McCrew. But Vasta Racer leads and has got a good break of 5/10 of a second. Montana is second, Toxic in third, Max Hill fourth, Toxic in fifth, Dill Warren in sixth, Cherry 2 Pie up the inside through Lovefield, just forcing Dill Warren off into the gravel slightly. Had rights away in the corner, but Cherry is on the inside line. A little bit of contact there. Kooky Games and Jay Bogan go through as well. It's 3 wide down to Cops. A lot of action happening here early on. Dynastics on the inside line through Cops. Dill Warren going side by side and into Maggots and Beckett's. You do not want to be going side by side through here, guys. Dill Warren rightfully gets the position done. So Dynastics down into 11th now. Rafa has made up good progress. Matthias has made up good progress as well. 13th and 15th for them, respectively, from the back of the grid. But Toxic on the back of Max Hill for 4th and 5th position. Tell you what, very good start by majority of the guys out on track. Vasta Racer leads, Montana second, everyone track extending through still. But at the end of lap 1, it is still Vasta Racer out on top, Montana second, Toxic Tomato in third, Max Hill fourth, and Toxic filling out the front 5.
Yeah, it's good to see Vasta Racer getting a brilliant start. It was his first pole, I think, of this event, and we do have a yellow flag, and it's a red ball, and it is either Kooky Games or...
Matthias.
Oh, no. I think he just had a spin there and lost the rear of his end plate.
Yeah, he's got caught on the inside curb, I think, coming through Club Corner, so that is why he is now down at the back of the field. I thought he came into the pits, actually, but he didn't. He spun through the final corner. Unfortunate. Not sure if he got caught up in any bit of contact. But out in front, quite a lot of guys fighting out for positions, which is good to see. And looking further down the field, Rafa is up to 11th from 19th on the grid. He's already gained the most positions out there. On 8 positions, he is gaining the German and is looking good so far. Possibly, maybe for a top 3.
Yep, exactly. Toxic's gone.
Yeah, Toxic going through, that was Cops, wasn't it, I think? Yeah, Cops. corner and he's went wide, I think, through there, and he's reset the track.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're allowed to do that.
Well, he's reset the track, and Larkin, I think he might have had contact with Larkin as Larkin let him through. So that's possibly why it led up there.
So Larkin now down into 13th place. I think he got a bit too greedy there, trying to get the move, but that is very sportsmanship. We've seen that quite a lot in this championship. A lot of people, if they make a mistake, to let them through, because otherwise, if you get way too many penalty points, your team will be disqualified from the event, and that is not what you want to happen, as Vasta Racer is 8 tenths behind Montana. Montana is still within DRS range of Vasta Racer. This is very, very crucial at this early stages of this race. This is going to be absolutely sensational if these guys could get this absolutely spot on. I mean, I would like to see a battle for the lead, I must say, but NXX, they got to seal the second place in the overall event, but we'll find out from the standings how far they are into doing that. They might have done that already, but if they have, well done to them, but we'll see. We're riding on board with Toxic Tomato, then the guy that helps his team secure victory overall in this event last time about in France, who did an incredible job to come back for some issues, but then he drove a really good drive on his final stint. He did struggle a bit through Beckett's there, but looks like he looked fine for now. But look at Max though. Max then looking for a chance to get past Toxic Tomato in the hangar straight into Stowe. He's a bit too further back to do it though. He's got the DRS, so he's gained a little bit more time.
Toxic outscoring Max Till as well, just to come on to the points for second position. NSX on 349 points, so they're in second currently, out on track with Montana. Max Till for Tough in third, 317 points Tough have got, so that's a gap of 32 points between NSX and Tough coming into tonight. And Team Smooth Operator as well, not out of it, in fourth, 307, a Mean Team on 289 points, so it's really all up for grabs.
Yeah, it is. So it's probably going to go down to the final race to see who gets the final podium slots, I think. So, yeah, it's going to be very tense. So P1 has decided, but who's going to get P2 and P3? We'll have to wait and see as it goes on. We're already on lap 4, though. This is been incredible. Don't forget, if you want to donate to this amazing cause, which is why we're raising money for this 24 hours of racing in here in 2020, don't forget to type !donate if you want to donate every little bit of money, which will count towards the charity, NHS Charities. You don't have to donate that much. Even if you donate £1, it doesn't matter at all, because every bit helps. This is Max, round number 2, then on Toxic. Oh, that was a bit of a slide from Max, and I think he lost time on Toxic, which he does. So unfortunately, even if he's going to get DRS on him, he's not going to get past him on this occasion.
Oh! Still Warren going off an excursion through Maggots and Beckett's. I'm not sure if he's got caught a bit of opposite lock. He's ran completely across the grass, and he's lost positions to likes of McCrew, Darnasics and Rafa.
That is not good. That is not good at all. And speaking of penalties as well, Toxic has got a time penalty. So he's on to 3 seconds already. That's not what he wants. I think we'll probably see a lot of time penalties around Britain, because I always commentate on races where a lot of time penalties are given in this race, and obviously Britain is notoriously known for obviously Maggots and Beckett's having a few issues as well, but you know, we'll have to find out as the race goes on. As we've got our first pit stop from D Warren, then he's going on to a set of the mediums then for his first stop. You'll have to wait one final stop after this for the 2-stop strategy. Well done to pretty much everyone that has remembered the 2-stop strategy. It is making the racing so much closer. More people can go on the softs pretty much, but Britain is a track where you can go on softs no matter what, so this makes things a lot easier for these drivers. As Max, once again, he's closer. I mean, hopefully he doesn't make the same mistake as he did a lap ago through Beckett's, and he doesn't this time. Comfortably goes past Chapel and now onto the hangar straight. Nah, I don't think he's got enough ERS. He doesn't, so he's going to stay behind Toxic Tomato. And we got a 5-second penalty for Electric Chicken for speeding in the pit lane, and Electric Chicken is out of the session.
Yeah, Electric Chicken retiring from the red. Oh, what on earth's happened there? Bastard Race has been in the pit.
5-second stop go for Faster Racer.
And it was costly as well. That's going to be quite costly because Montana was catching him before he decided to come into the pit. So Faster Racer predictably going to go on a set of medium compound of tyres here. We've got Toxic Tomato, Cherry 2 Pie, and Dynastics all in the pits as well. And I think your JT lost the position to Matthias, now down into 14th. Well, now up to 10th as they come past, of course. Tell you what, though, Max Till's looking quite quick. He's trying to get in on the back of Montana. First and second, 0.6 of a second as they come through Brooklands and then into left field. Try and get a wide-out exit deep into the corner, and Max Till is looking good. And this, of course, remember, is for second place in the team standings between Tough and NSX. Don't rule out the other two teams that I mentioned before as well. Max Till on the back of Montana, and Montana just beginning to pull out a gap, and Max Till's looking a little bit quicker, I think.
Yeah, he is. He's looking extremely quicker at the moment as Hayes has got a 3-second time penalty due to multiple warnings, but this could go down to the wire. NXX are second at the moment and they don't want to lose it. And we've got a Tough who really want to get second at some point. They're not going to get it this race, but they are potentially going to have a much better... both in, yeah.
Oh, Max still nearly into the back of Montana coming into the pit lane. Goodness me.
It is a short pit lane. It is a short pit entry. So that we'll probably see a lot more speeding penalties from these drivers, I think, today. So
luckily they didn't pick up any penalties there. So no 5-second time penalties for them. And Max Hill did lose a bit of front wing damage, actually, coming into the pit lane. Looked like it was his right side end plate that came off. He's had a front wing change, and he's now behind TTG, Toxic, and Jay Bogan.
Yeah, that's not where you want to be at this early stage of the race, I must say. You want to be ahead in the first pit stops, I must say. And, well, that is pretty decent stuff from all of these drivers for doing their first stop. I do believe Matt is still yet to pit for his stop. He's on the soft as well, and McCrew, the only other people on the softs as well. McCrew doing very well, actually. He retired in the last race, but he's still going on in this race as well. So really, really good.
Yeah, McCrew doing good for Liberty Racing team. They need their points to get up as much of the standings. Just saying that, though, he's lost it through Maggots and Beckett.
Oh, I jinxed him.
Got caught on the sausage curb coming through the exit of Maggots, and McCrew is round. He's now behind Larkin, and that now puts Rafa into the lead of the race.
Yeah, Rafa's in well, it's not the net lead, because the net lead does belong to Vasa Racer at the moment, but Rafa has it on track. Oh, here comes Vasa Racer.
Me. Good move there, though. Your JT was so slow going through there, and Vasta Racer just picked it up, dived down the inside, job done. And he's now put a car in between himself and Montana, which is important.
Yeah, that is absolutely crucial right now. And maybe Jordan could do a little bit of teamwork and help Montana out, maybe, because that's going to allow Vasta Racer to, because Vasta Racer, don't forget, he's got to service 5 seconds in the pits for his second stop. So, you know, he's got to pick up the pace a little bit so he doesn't lose out as much in the pit stop phase, because otherwise he's going to get P2 in this race and not P1. As,
Montana down the inside into Village. Good move.
Good move from Montana, yeah. So there is a place done for NXX at the moment, a most crucial one, I must say, at the moment. The fastest lap so far, as far as I'm aware, is set by Vast Racer with a 1:30.2, but we will start to decrease as the session goes on in Britain, as it starts to evolve at the moment.
Toxic Tomato right on the back of your JT, the Scotsman under pressure here from the Brit, and Toxic Tomato down on the inside line into Cops, the all-turn one, fantastic move down the inside, much fresher tyres. Toxic Tomato like the parting of the Red Sea on the curb, coming through Cops. Toxic Tomato through, he's up to 6th, easy as you like.
Yeah, that was brilliant from Toxic Tomato. I mean, he's been having some really good races recently, so fair play to him. I mean, he looked controlled by making that move, and I think a lot of people in the chat will probably agree with me.
Fantastic move, and Toxic Tomato is now on the back of Montana as well. It's 1.5 seconds the gap between himself and Montana, just coming through Stowe now into Vale, and of course into Club at turn 18. Vasta Racer, though, is currently in the net lead of the race. By why we mean net lead, Larkin in 3-5, an F3, I should say. Very difficult name to pronounce that. At least it's not flip-flop fish. Larkin 4 seconds ahead of F3. We'll get his name right eventually. But those guys are still yet to pit. So Vasta Racer is in the net lead out on track. And your JT also another one still yet to pit.
Yep, of course. He's got to probably go on to another fresh set of mediums because I think there's no text going and stuff. But you never know. He may trick us or something like that, as most of the drivers done. Cherry 2 by. What a move going into Brooklands. That was just very controlled. Well done to him, as he's up into P6 already. He needs some luck in this 24-hour event, and he's almost certainly going to get them with that P6 at the moment. Well done. Nicely controlled.
Fantastic move by Cherry, and he's been under the radar currently in this race. He's 6 seconds off the net lead of the race currently out on track. He's really driven this race astutely, and I remember in Baku when I commentated on him last night even. Cherry really drove a great race out on track, but look at the train in behind, because Rafa and your JT are now having a bit of a battle. Jay Bogan just caught up in a little bit of contact there, and Rafa on a set of soft compound of tyres, part of the Red Sea there for him, and he's through and he's up to 7th, and Rafa is beginning to strike into this race silent but deadly.
Yeah, I mean, Rafa's always known recently as the driver who always gains positions that we don't even get it on stream. It's like a Carlos Sainz, if that makes sense. Yeah.
He's gained 13 positions so far in this race, and the German's beginning to catch Cherry just ahead. And I was on about Cherry really driving this race well. Rafa, remember, is only 7 seconds off the lead, 7.5 seconds off the lead. These guys have to make 2 pit stops. This race will change, and Rafa is on the right strategy to really make progress through this field. He's on a fresh set of softs. He's really now going to put the hammer down, and he will catch Cherry. Whether he'll catch Toxic Tomato before he comes into the pits again remains to be seen.
Yep, exactly. It's going to be close, though, between Rafa and Toxic Tomato, and Cherry as well. So actually between Cherry and Toxic, I think, throughout this latest. You can tell I've been, this is my 10th hour commentating, because I am absolutely shattered right now. I've only had, I think I had 1 hour's sleep this morning. So, yeah, and I think about 2 hours last night. So, yeah, not as much. But, you know, we'll get through this. It's the last race, touchwood, unless Jacob doesn't show up. But hopefully he does show up. He'll probably be lurking in the chat, because if he is watching, hello. Because
Toxic down the inside of Max still through Stowe. I think he's got the move done, has he? Oh, the lean on each other. Goodness me. Tough against... Well, it's Max still against CTG. Toxic. I will get on board with the teams in just a second. But, Toxic down the inside line. Always going to have right away at the corner.
I was in board with the wrong Toxic.
I was in board with the wrong Toxic. Through the field.
I was on board with the wrong Toxic. Oh, goodness sake.
Well, it's difficult to really come out on who's what Toxic and whatever, but TTG Toxic doing a good job there, getting past Max still, both having a good fair fight. That's what we like to see here in the 24 hours of F1. And by the way, battle for the lead, 4/10 of a second.
It's now 6/10. You can see Vasta Racing realising that Montana is right there on his gearbox. I mean, he's doing very well to hold on to it. He hasn't won at all, I believe, in this 24 hour, and he wants to change that, Vasta Racer. Don't forget, he's got to serve his 5-second stock go, so surely he wants to get rid of Montana in his gearbox right here and right now. But obviously, he wants to keep it clean, of course.
Montana is looking quite menacing, though. Just looking on board with the ERS that both of them are deploying out on track. He's just gone up to ERS mode 4 Montana, ERS mode 3 Montana, downs it now to 0 ERS completely. He's now 4/10 of a second off coming into Stowe. 68% coming into Stowe for Montana, 22% coming out of Stowe for Vasta Racer. So a significant difference in the ERS for the leaders. And Montana, you'd probably feel he is holding something back.
Yeah, I think he is. I think he's just waiting until just before the next stint in order to get the move, most likely. Because, you know, I mean, if he's pushing too much, he's going to waste his fuel and his tyres. Oh, Vasta Racer with a lock-up. Could this be a chance for Montana?
Montana made a mistake there, though, coming into Village. He just locked up wasn't expecting Vastaracer to lock up, and both made similar mistakes.
Ah, that is probably why then. So that's why Montana's dropped to the same gap. So I think both their mistakes must have evened out just a little bit.
It has evened it out, and it's still 0.4 of a second just coming through Brooklands now into Luffield. And Montana's doing a good job. I mean, we're nearly halfway through this race, and in terms of the team standings, Montana outscoring Maxtill, NSX outscoring Tough would mean NSX, if I'm not mistaken, will wrap up second place at the end of this race as it stands out on track. But Montana is now putting the hammer down. He's right on the back of Vastaracer. Vastaracer slightly quicker through Maggots and Beckett's. For Montana, the Swiss man, hunting the German out on track. Racing Point against the papaya-coloured McLaren. I have a feeling Montana's going to do with Daniel Ricciardo down the inside here into Stowe. He's so much quicker down the inside. Montana goes on Vastaracer. Easy as you like in the end for Montana. He gets the lead of the race. Well, he came from a mile back and pulled it off. Fantastic move.
That was great for Montana. He needed to get the move done, and he's got the job done. And Aaron Collingwood has just asked how is Brad doing in standings. Well, I guess he's just woken up. Good news is you have won. Your team has won the 24 hours of F1. So yeah, is that good enough for you?
401 points Bois has got looking at the latest standings. NSX 349, Tough 317 in terms of the top three. Team Smooth Operator 307 and Mean Team on 289. They're the real ones that you can focus in, but there's still a lot of battles happening further down in terms of in terms of the team standings out on track. But I'll just draw your attention to Toxic Tomato. Gap has closed from 3.2 seconds at the end of last lap to 2.3. Toxic Tomato is coming into this race. Whether he's got enough ERS to catch these guys before the next stint remains to be seen.
Yeah, exactly. He is absolutely, honestly, I've been very impressed the last two races. He's been absolutely nailing it. He's won the championship, but he's still treating it as if it is a championship race. I mean, he's not, I thought they would pull the plug and let other people overtake them, but no, they're not.
They're not. They want to score as many points as possible, and it will really do well for the mental side of these guys out on track. These guys are treating it like a league race now, and that's more important. Jay Bogan, by the way, is lagging profusely. I'm not sure if you got that on stream. Max still has got the move done though down in towards Stowe, so Jay Bogan lagging a little bit there, but Max still through and up to 7th, and that means an extra couple of points gained for Tough in terms of NSX out in front.
Yep, exactly. And I would like CP2 go to the final race, but we'll have to wait and see anyway. It's up to Max now. It's up to Max for him. I think Max is lagging as well.
Let's have a look. Yeah, Max still might be lagging slightly. I'm not sure if there is a little bit of a lobby hit going on, I wonder, with connection.
So I know so the host left, so they migrated host for a little bit, so the internet may not be as fast as we would have liked. In the stable, I mean, for whoever's hosting. But hopefully it'll get sorted for the final race.
It will definitely. I think McCrew, by the way, into the pits. He's on to his second stop now. So Lifford Racing looking to try and undercut a majority of the field. Kooky Games F3, Matthias going to be within McCrew's range, I think, out on track. And he's doing a fantastic job out on track. There's not really much going on in terms of any significant battles going on out on track. But Vastaracer catching Montana down towards Stowe. 3.5 tenths, never going to be that far back to try and pull off the move. But I mean, we're through halfway and probably, Montana nearly duking Vastaracer to go into the pits with him there. A little bit of a trick there for Montana. I've seen him do that before to try and put Vastaracer into full sense of hood out on track. But Vastaracer 4 tenths behind him, just trying, maybe, to get the mental side on Montana's side.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Vastaracer is trying to force Montana into a mistake so we could get a 3-second penalty, so we will only need to gain 2 seconds from him. I don't know, but it is going to be tough for...
He's closer this. He's closer this time.
Let's see then.
No, not close enough. Might get a run down towards Cops if he's quick enough and he uses ERS effectively. He could be right on the back of Montana coming into Cops. Oh, Montana! Oh my God! Has a bit of opposite lock coming out the corner. Style points given there. Len Goodman will be proud of that one. Vasta Racer, though,
7.
still on the back of Montana, and they stay as they are.
7. You said Len Gibman. I've got to say 7.
7.
Sorry. You can tell I'm losing it, aren't I? Right, okay, let's carry on. So, I think Vasta Race is even closer that lap. He's got plenty of ERS to use. He's going to get him, surely. Here he goes then, around the outside of Montana into Stowe.
Beautiful. Montana low on the switchback. Watch out for him. No, not close enough. Vasta Racer gets the move done. And Vasta Racer back into the pits.
He's got to serve his stock go, though, don't forget, James. Because he did have a 5-second stock go for speeding in the pit lane. Luckily, he has no problems for getting into the pit lane without speeding this time, though. So he's fine about that. So luckily, his pit lane is right in the middle, so he's not going to get held up by most people. So here he goes. He's going to wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
There's the Ferrari. There's Toxic Tomato going past him. So Toxic Tomato now in front of Vasta Racer out on track.
That, if it wasn't for that 5-second stop go, he would have been ahead of him.
Yeah. Would have been about 2 seconds ahead of him, I think.
But now it's going to be a battle for the lead. But at least Vasta Racer is penalty free now. So
he is he's penalty free, and that's going to be really important coming into tonight. There's a battle going on, by the way, down right at the back of the field for the plum points out on track. Hada is against Dexter, and the two Danes are going to go out on track. Or the two Scandinavians, in fact, are going to go out on track, and Hada is down the inside in towards Stowe. The Haas up the inside of the Mercedes. Job done, I think, for Hades, who is a traditional TT. Oh, and is Dexter going to come back at him? No. Hades, a traditional TTL F1 League 2 racer, gets the move done on Dexter up to 16th.
That was it. That was sensational from Hades there, and Dexter did very well to try and defend that, but unfortunately it did not work for him. But, you know, I can tell a lot of people that haven't got positions to fight, they're just having some fun, aren't they?
Yeah, I've just seen Matthias absolutely breeze past Dynastics as if he wasn't there, really. Matthias through, he's up into 7th. He's not going to come into the pit, and he is one. Remember, he got caught up in a little bit of an early incident coming through Village. He is one that has really came into this race under the radar again. And Matthias could be scoring massive points here for Sidemax in their chase up the field.
Exactly. So, you know, we'll have to wait and see, as Dynastic is doing very well to try and get that. So pretty much everyone's going to make their next pit stop now. Their pit crew weren't ready at all, but I think it was just a spectator glitch there, as his crew was ready, of course, as Rafa's ahead of Vasta Racer on track.
Wow. Big undercut, and that's because of that 5-second time penalty, the 5-second stop that he served in the pit lane.
Yes,
Vasta Racer on the back with two Germans about to go at it down towards Brooklyn. For 6th and 7th out on track as the yellow flag in sector 3. It's a Williams round. I think it's Dill Warren through the final corner at Club, and I think he's got that going again. So Dill Warren having a mistake there and is behind Kooky Games coming out the pits. For Vasta Racer still in behind Rafa, not feeling he's got the tyres just yet to try and get him.
Yeah, indeed. We've still got 12 laps, actually, yeah, 10 laps of this race to go. It's gone very quickly so far here in Silverstone. It's been a great to watch. Action from light to flag here at the moment. I feel so good for Vasta Race, who had to serve his 5-second stop go, but surely that means he's going to push ever so harder to get this race win today. It's going to be tough though, as he's 3/10 behind Rafa, but he's about 1.5 seconds behind Toxic Tomato. I think Toxic Tomato could get we got a penalty from Fly, I think, or F3, that's F3. He's got the same penalty as Vasta Racer, 5-second stop go.
Yeah, speeding into the pit then there for F3, so he is now going to have to... That will be added on, I think, at the end of the race. I'm just running on board with him to see if he serves it up in his pit stop. He doesn't, so that'll be added on to the time at the end of the race. Somebody, by the way, that is coming into this race, again, a little bit under the radar. TTG Toxic, now behind Max Till within the pit stops, but he's gaining massively on Max Till ahead, and of course, Toxic trying to make up ground in the standings for his respective team. I think he's with IRO, if I'm not mistaken. So Toxic on the back of Max Till, Vasta Racer on the back of Rafa. This could be quite an exciting last 8 laps or so.
Yeah, I think so as well. That's going to be a huge few couple of laps for him if he keeps this up. I'm excited for these guys. I mean, It's allowing... Oh, and Rafa's got into DRS off Toxic Tomato now. This is huge.
Toxic looking a bit slow, I've got to be honest. It just looks like he's beginning to wear those tyres out quite quickly. And he might be just making slight mistakes out on track. And Rafa is getting closer. 2 Ferraris about to do battle. Is it going to be like Vettel and Leclerc, I wonder? Rafa, look at the slipstream. Toxic is not going to use the slipstream up at all. He could let Vastaresa through as well. But Toxic is through. Rafa is through on Toxic. And Vastaresa slots in. So I think there might have been a little bit team orders there. Technical team orders between the 2 Ferraris.
Yeah, of course. I think so as well. I know these two will be working together. So obviously, Toxic has secured their championship, but that means Toxic can help out Rafa a little bit more in terms of helping their team secure high up the standings as well. That's great to see as well. So I think we could see a few people that have their position secured help other teams climb up the order.
I wonder if actually Toxic might have played a bit of a tactical ploy here, because he's now within the DRS on Rafa. He's got more ERS than him out on track. He's not going to be close enough down towards Brooklands. Neither is Vastaresa on Toxic. And these are hopping on board now, the DRS train for 2nd, 3rd and 4th out on track. Cherry, Max Still and Toxic all beginning to battle it out as well. So we're getting serious battles out on track. But the man of the moment, Montana, 3.7 seconds ahead and pulling away quite effortlessly out in front.
Yeah, it's a pretty dominant performance from NXX Montana, and surely if he keeps this up, this could still P2 in the overall standings for NXX Montana. For those of you just joined us in the chat, welcome. We've still got a few laps to go of this British Grand Prix, and then we got Russia, and then that's it. What have sealed the standings? That was too close from Toxic Tomato there. What has sealed the overall standings in the last race in France? But there's still P2 and P3 to be decided. So again, congratulations to Brogs. I know a few of their teammates are waking up, of course. And for those of you that don't know, who just joined us, I know those of you that will be watching, it is a mandatory 2-stop for these drivers. If they don't do their mandatory 2-stop, their team will get 0 points for this round, and that will cost them hugely in this championship, especially in this final couple of rounds.
Everyone has followed the rules. All drivers out on track have made 2 stops out on track. I think Dill Warren has made 3, so he's the exception rather than the rule. But everyone has followed the rules, which is good to see. Toxic Tomato, though, is beginning to pressurise Rafa. Vastaresa arguably is looking quicker of these 3 guys out on track. He is still on the back, and he's trying to find his way through. But it's pretty much impossible. He's running in a DRS train. It's impossible to get round, to get an overtake done unless you've got a great straight line speed setup here at Silverstone. Vastaresa on the back of Toxic Tomato, but Toxic on the back end. Look how quick Toxic Tomato was, maybe too quick, because this is going to let Vastaresa round on the inside through Chapel. Now down the hanger straight, and Vastaresa is through, and he's up towards P3. Can he get the move done on Rafa as well and make it a 2-for-1? He can't, but Vastaresa, opportunistic there, gets the move done, forces Toxic into a mistake, and he's through and he's up into P3. Just a clear overspeed through Maggots for Toxic Tomato. Put him on the back foot. Vastaresa up to P3.
Perfect from Vastaresa. Brilliant job. I mean, he did what he could do right there, and you can see the pure pace which is on Vastaresa compared to Toxic Tomato as well. They're all on fresh softs now, which could last for quite a bit. And there was a lock-up from Rafa. Montana's now 4.3 seconds. And Max! This is huge.
Yeah, a little bit of lag between them both, actually, Max Still and Toxic. Just lagging within each other as I came on board, and Max Still holds on to position. Toxic was trying to get past. He was on the inside line, running down, and Vastaresa is kicking off with Rafa. Look at him around the outside through Lovefield, trying to get the move done. But the Racing Point man is not there to get the move done, and the German on the back of his fellow countrymen, still 2nd and 3rd. This is all really kicking off big time. We're in for an exciting last 5 laps or so, and if you want to donate, of course, do so. If you're just watching for the pure fun and for my commentary and for Jess's commentary, let me welcome you as well with that. And the race here at Silverstone may be one of the best races I've seen in this 24 hours.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think Bahrain was pretty good as well, and Austria too. Those were 2 great races so far. We're still on £450 so far. That is quite a lot of money.
Master Racer down the inside. Yeah, down the inside through Stowe. Gets the move done. Rafa, I don't think running any ERS there. So Master Racer 3's up to second. And now he can set his sights on Montana, but I don't think he'll be quick enough. 4 seconds over 5 laps is a lot to gain.
Yep, it is. It's very, very tight. And, you know, he's on older tyres compared to Montana as well. But Master Racer just hopes he has a better setup than Montana and he can find more pace, actually. So the most crucial bit is what lap times did they set in the fastest lap? Master Racer 1:29.0, Montana 1:28.9. Oh, that is super close.
Super close, and Rafa as well, 28.8, Toxic Tomato 29.1, so really close between the fastest lap. Fastest lap, by the way, no points given, but Dill Warren 28.3 down in 17th. It's the fastest lap of the race so far.
Yep, exactly. You get no fastest lap points because every driver who finishes get points, so there's no point getting an extra point because obviously you'll get more points for finishing than getting fastest lap anyway. So Rafa's now ahead of Toxic Tomato. Toxic Tomato, I think he doesn't care where he finishes now. He's won this championship. He just wants to have some fun, which he's going to at least. I can tell from the way he's driving at the moment.
Driving a really great race, Toxic Tomato. Rafa is pressurising Master Racer as well. Toxic right on the back of Max Hill. Hopefully we're going to try and get a bit of a clean move here from Toxic. Around the outside. Oh, and Max Hill really dodging it up the inside of Cherry 2 Pie. This is going to let Toxic now into play. This is for 5th, 6th and 7th out on track. And Toxic around the outside in towards Vale. Now in towards Globe. Toxic up the inside and they're fighting hard, these two. IRO against TUS. And Toxic down on the inside line and side by side running towards Abbey and Farm. And Toxic just about doesn't get the move done. Max still holds on. Good racing there.
That was great racing from all of them, to be honest. Fair play to them. Fair play.
Fantastic. The standards of racing in Britain, absolutely fantastic and great respect by all the teams out on track. I mean, we've still got 3.5 laps to go.
Oh my God, is that the time already? Jeez.
3.5 laps to go. It's unbelievable. This race has just flown over.
I think that means we're way ahead of schedule. We're meant to start Britain at 12 o'clock.
So we'll have about a 15-minute break, I think.
Yeah, by looks of things, yeah, that's what it is. So yeah, that gives chance to get maybe some drinks, food for the final stint, and from some of these guys, it's their final stint with this 24 hours. So yeah, that is. They want to end their stints out with a bang, I must say, but I won't be surprised if they chuck Louis in the car for the final stint.
Louis not due to race for the final stint. But
is he not? Who's racing?
Yeah.
Who's racing?
I think it's Toxic, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Toxic Tomato that's racing for the team. I'll just double check that.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
The spreadsheet. Toxic Tomato, yeah, for Bois.
Oh, okay. I think they've done the right thing to do there. So basically, if he didn't win the championship in France, then he had 2 other chances here, and no one else could stop that. So yeah, I mean, I've got to say, everyone in this race has drove superbly. As Matt has gone off, and do you think James is that P2 in the championship for Tough gone now?
It has to be NSX's P2 to lose now because Toxic just dived it up the inside in towards Village and Aintree. Just dived it. It looked like there was contact. There might have been a little bit of lag involved, but Toxic through at the P6. Max Hill now down into P7. Toxic has got his way through. Cherry 2 Pie, though, take your hat off to him. He is still in 5th position. I thought he was going to be well down the field out of the second pit stop, but Cherry doing a fantastic job out on track. And for Cherry 2 Pie, doing a fantastic job for the TBC team. Pitmac going to be in for the final stint, of course. And Cherry doing a fantastic job out on track. And he's somehow repelling the raid of Toxic and Max Hill in behind.
Yeah, he is. I mean, Cherry 2 Pie has retired from a few of these races in the 24-hour, but that is not stopping him do well here. I mean, he's doing brilliant. He's forgetting what happened earlier on and concentrating on the task in hand, and that's going to help claim extra points in the championship. You don't want to be last, and that's what Cherry 2 Pie is doing, and we are on the penultimate lap of this race. It is between the Fast Racer versus Rafa versus Toxic for the podium. A 3-way fight for the podium. We already know Montana's going to get P1 unless he makes a mistake, but who's going to get P2 and who's going to get P3. And I'm sure all three of them want it to be their name in one of those steps on the podium. Ideally, all three of them want it to be on the second step rather than the third. But, you know, we've got yellow flag. That's Hayes in the Haas in just in the start set to 1, actually. As all Toxic Tomato hits the back of Rafa.
Oh.
I don't think he's got damage from that, though, so... Whew.
No. Just a little bit of miscommunication, I think. Rafa took the corner slow to purposely get a better run towards Vasta Racer, coming in towards Maggot and Beckett. And Toxic now 4 tenths inferior, now 5 tenths inferior. So Rafa and Vasta Racer now beginning to settle this out, I think, for second place. Toxic Tomato not too far off, but Rafa has got 95% of ERS to use up. Use it up, man, because he's absolutely running all over the back of Vasta Racer. This should be the move done down towards Stowe. Rafa down the inside, surely going to commit the move. The German down the inside, and he half commits it, but pushes Vasta Racer out wide, and Rafa right on the back. Toxic is through as well on Cherry 2 point, just in behind through Stowe. Oh, and Rafa gets into the back of Vasta Racer. A little bit of contact there. No front wing damage to report. Final lap of the race. Montana leads 5.1 seconds. But the battle for second, you can throw a blanket all over them.
I think if Vasta Racer didn't get that 5-second stop go penalty, he would have won the race.
Oh, Toxic nearly into the back of Rafa. This is getting so close between these two. Oh, between these three, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, Vasta Racer doesn't have a penalty. What is Rafa and Toxic Tomato's penalties like?
Let's have a quick check. Rafa is going around the outside of Brooklands. Surely not by the German on his fellow countryman. Rafa around the outside line. He's on the inside line to left field.
Oh, touch!
Oh, he should have given him a little bit more room there, to be honest. Rafa is round on the inside. Vasta Racer might have just come across slightly. Little bit of contact. I would say that's a racing incident, to be honest.
That looked like it.
But Vasta Racer, 5-second time penalty. I think he served that up in the pit lane. And Toxic Tomato had 2 penalties. And Rafa, for benefit as well, had 2 warnings.
So Rafa would have been P3. Oh, no. I feel bad for Rafa. That is a shame.
Such a shame. He had the right of way into the corner as well to try and get the move done. By the way, coming in towards the final corners through Vale and Club for the final time, Montana is going to take the win, and with that takes second for NSX as well. So Montana takes the win. An utterly dominant drive back to his brilliant best there, Montana. Vasta Racer in second, Toxic Tomato in third. Look at the penalty. I think Toxic might lose out to third from maybe Cherry.
Oh my God, yes he does.
Fourth.
What about Rafa? Toxic loses fifth as well. Cherry.
Matthias, great drive. Jay Bolkin going up into 7th. There's a lot of penalties here. And McCrew fighting off the attentions of F3 and Dynastics in behind as well. Wow, lots of good racing out on track.
That was absolutely fantastic. I mean, Cherry 2 Pie, bravo, welcome back to racing, my friend. You've done incredible. You proved us wrong and did amazing. It's a shame that he's not racing in the final race because he would have loved it, but you never know. They are allowed to do their final. They could do changes if they want to, and if they've seen Cherry 2 Pie do well, why not put him in the car for Russia?
I think with the benefit of him being in 4th position, that's going to give him a big mental boost if he was to race in Russia. I say to TBC, put him in the car, because I think, honestly, he could be within a big chance of a top 5 there as well. Dexter coming across the line 15th, Hades 16th, and Dill Warren, not his race at all. His British luck completely just going out of the window completely, and Dill Warren across the line to 17th. But Montana wins at Silverstone.
Yeah, indeed. Well done to NXX then for all of those. I do believe they secure second, but we want to check with all the admin to see if it's actually correct. I think it is. I'm not going to do official confirmation until we get the standings done. So great stuff then. I do believe it's Rafa's last race, so someone else will be in the car for Rafa's team. So we've got Racing Point, we've got McLaren, and we have got the Welshman of Toxic Tomato on the podium. Another podium for him. I mean, he must be loving life right now.
He's loving life. Bois have wrapped up the championship, and another podium just adds on to their fantastic dominance, I think, of this 24 hours of F1 event. But let's run through the final standings here in Britain.
Here we go then. So Montana wins from Vasta Racer to of them have got no penalties. Don't forget, Vast Racer had to serve his 5 seconds stop and go in the pit lane. We've got Toxic Tomato in third, and we've got Cherry 2 Pie in fourth, Rafa fifth, Toxic Civ, Jay Bogan in seventh, Max in eighth, Larkin ninth, Matt 10th, McCrew 11th, Dynastics 12th, Cookie 13th, F3 14th, Dexter 15th, Hayes 16th, D Warren 17th, Jordan 18th, Electric Chicken in 19th, and Waters 20th. Both of them did not finish the race.
Unlucky, unlucky I think for Wouters, because he got caught up in that collision coming through turn 3 at Village. I think he made contact with, I think it might have been Hades, if I'm not mistaken, and his front wheel just blew off completely. So so Wouters out of the race really before it began for him. And hopefully, I think I'm not mistaken, he is not racing the final race either, looking at the driver's list. So
do you want to do a quick rundown of who's in the final race then? Or shall we let... Oh, actually, no, we'll let Jacob do that. He's awake. He's awake. Yay. So he's had his nap. He had, I think, about 2.5 hours of naps. That's more than what I got.
2.5 hours of naps is not too bad at all.
Yeah, so unfortunately, that is my last stint for good now. So yeah, it's been emotional, and I might pop in at the end of the stream to give thanks and all that. So I may do that, but apart from that, it's been an absolute pleasure. And meant to be joining J. Cole is Owen if he's awake in time. He should be. He did say he might be worried he wasn't awake in time, but he wasn't sure what time Russia was going to start. But if he doesn't show up, maybe we may need you in the comms box. That's why I'm not saying bye to you yet, just in case. So, yeah, I'm going to pass you over to J. Cole and to whoever's going to join him in the commentary box. Thank you guys for watching on my side, and enjoy that. I'll be watching the final hour anyway, because of course I want to see it through. So I'll be sitting in the chat. If you want to talk to me, let me know as well. Let us know how it's gone on, what's been your favourite race. And yeah, we'll see you in 10 minutes for Russia for the final race of the 24-hour. Third place still to be decided in the overall standings. Which team will take it? We'll find out in 10 minutes. Bye.